Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Jinger Duggar indulges in fun Halloween traditions. Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Vuolo didn't miss out on the fun of Halloween. The Counting On couple took their daughters, Felicity and Evangeline, trick-or-treating with friends. Inspired by the Cat in the Hat, the Vuolos dressed the part and enjoyed the candy-filled holiday together. This wasn't shocking, though. Since leaving the IBLP, Institute in Basic Life Principles, and moving from her Arkansas home, Jinger has embraced some more non-secular traditions. Halloween has seen Jinger and Jeremy dress up in years prior, so seeing them with their daughters was par for the course in the new life the reality TV star has embraced. Jinger Duggar put together a reel on Instagram featuring the family fun on Halloween. She posed with her friends, and we got glimpses of Felicity and Evangeline in their costumes. We also saw the crowds of people participating in trick-or-treating. Jinger and Jeremy Vuolo's choices weren't discussed much, as the family ensemble wasn't jaw-dropping or unique. However, Jinger's big sister, Jill Duggar, received some criticism for the choices she and her husband, Derek Dillard, made with their costumes. Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Vuolo announced they were expecting their third child a few weeks ago. The couple found out just before Jinger hosted Jana Duggar's bachelorette party when she told her sisters and mom, Michelle Duggar, she was expecting. There has already been a vlog and a podcast about the pregnancy, and the couple teased an upcoming gender reveal. They have heavily hinted they could be expecting a little boy this time, but nothing has been confirmed yet. She is due in March 2025 and will join Caitlin Nakatsu in welcoming more Duggar grandchildren. Katie is expecting twin daughters at the beginning of January, making her the first Duggar daughter/daughter-in-law to welcome multiples. Ironically, her husband, Jedediah Duggar, is a twin too. Jinger will update followers as she and Jeremy decide what to release and share. It's likely the gender reveal will happen in video form, and it will be interesting to see if any of the Duggar family members show up to take part in it or if it will strictly be over video chat in one way or another. The couple is likely gearing up for the upcoming holidays and the traveling and hosting to accompany them. In recent years, Jinger Duggar Vuolo has become a standout figure among her famous siblings, often stepping away from the conventional mold of the Duggar family's upbringing. Raised in a household where Halloween was typically viewed with apprehension and even disdain, Jinger has surprised fans and critics alike by embracing some of the season's most cherished traditions. Her journey from the strict, rule-bound environment of her childhood to a life marked by freedom and personal exploration is reflected in how she has chosen to celebrate Halloween. This embrace speaks to her evolving beliefs and her commitment to carving out her own path. Jinger's initial experiences with Halloween were far from typical. Growing up in the Duggar family, the holiday was painted as something dark and spiritually risky. The family's religious beliefs emphasized that Halloween's focus on ghosts, goblins, and witchcraft was incompatible with their interpretation of Christianity. For years, Jinger's October 31st celebrations consisted of alternative harvest festivals, where costumes were restricted to biblical figures and the focus was on wholesome games and sermons. The funhouses were themed with moral lessons, and the closest she came to mainstream Halloween was through cautious whispers about its widespread popularity. As an adult, and especially after moving to Los Angeles with her husband, Jeremy Vuolo, Jinger found herself in an environment rich with diverse celebrations. The city, with its eclectic culture, exposed her to Halloween in all its glory. What once was seen as a day to avoid was now all around her. Festive decorations, pumpkin patches, and costume parties were as ubiquitous as the sunshine. It wasn't long before Jinger, ever the curious spirit, felt the pull to explore. Jinger's first tentative step into the world of Halloween came in the form of decorating her home with subtle, autumnal touches. Pumpkins, hay bales, and friendly scarecrows soon adorned her doorstep. While they were tame by Hollywood standards, they marked a significant shift in her life. For her, these decorations were less about embracing the spooky and more about participating in the season's communal joy. The decorations attracted the attention of her young daughter, Felicity, whose giggles filled the Vuolo household as they carved their first jack-o'-lanterns together. The flicker of a candle and a pumpkin's grin lit not only their porch, but a sense of newfound warmth within Jinger's heart. Jeremy, ever the supportive partner, encouraged Jinger's exploration. The couple found common ground in the holiday's ability to bring people together. While they maintained a careful balance, choosing to focus on the light-hearted and creative aspects of Halloween, they also recognized that their celebrations could still align with their values. Soon, family trips to nearby pumpkin patches became cherished autumn rituals. Felicity would toddle through the rows, her little hands brushing against pumpkins almost as big as she was, while Jinger captured the moments on her phone, her smile radiant and unguarded. Social media, the ever-watchful eye on Jinger's life, took note. Some followers expressed surprise and delight at the change, praising her for branching out and making memories with her family. Others, more critical voices perhaps rooted in the conservative values of her upbringing, called out what they saw as a betrayal of principles. Jinger, however, learned to navigate the balance of sharing her joy and maintaining her privacy. Her posts were peppered with captions that hinted at her internal reflections. Life is a journey and we're enjoying the ride. She wrote under a picture of Felicity, cheeks puffed as she blew out pumpkin seeds. One year, Jinger even went a step further, attending a modest costume party hosted by friends in the neighborhood. Gone were the days of biblical costumes and reserved smiles. Instead, she and Jeremy donned simple, clever outfits. Jinger as a friendly witch with an elegant black dress and Jeremy as a magician, complete with a top hat and cape. The event was filled with laughter, bobbing for apples, and children running around in superhero and fairy costumes. Jinger marveled at how innocent and light-hearted it all was. It was a far cry from the fearful depictions of her youth. The decision to involve Felicity in the fun was a conscious one. Jinger wanted her daughter to grow up with the opportunity to make memories unclouded by guilt or restrictions. She and Jeremy discussed how they would approach Halloween in their household, emphasizing that it would be a time for family, creativity, and playfulness rather than fear or spiritual conflict. This choice reflected their commitment to blending their past with their present beliefs, honoring their roots while allowing space for growth. The decision to involve Felicity in the fun was a conscious one. Jinger wanted her daughter to grow up with the opportunity to make memories unclouded by guilt or restrictions. She and Jeremy discussed how they would approach Halloween in their household, emphasizing that it would be a time for family, creativity, and playfulness rather than fear or spiritual conflict. This choice reflected their commitment to blending their past with their present beliefs, honoring their roots while allowing space for growth. As autumn rolled around the following year, Jinger's enthusiasm was evident. She introduced new traditions, baking pumpkin spice cookies, telling age-appropriate ghost stories, and even hosting a small neighborhood get-together. The Vula home was alive with the sights and smells of the season, from cinnamon candles to wreaths made of autumn leaves. Felicity, now a little older, insisted on dressing up as a sparkly fairy, her wings fluttering as she skipped from room to room. It wasn't long before Jinger's extended family took note of her new approach to Halloween. Some of her siblings, now grown with families of their own, expressed curiosity. Jessa, for one, began to introduce small nods to the season in her home, inspired by Jinger's open-mindedness.